Okay, well, first step, learning how to invert. You might want a brake. That helps a lot, which no one has nowadays. But if you have a brake, I'm telling you right now, it's going to make it 10 million times easier to fully click it and hold it without your feet falling off. But I'll get there after. But basically, you want to find where you're comfortable on your bar doing an invert. So personally, when I do an invert, I put my hand down a little bit. So when I actually do the invert, it's a little bit easier to kind of push my bar through like that. Like when you have it all the way out here, it's sometimes I'll run into my arm. But if you have it in here, you kind of clear it better, and hopefully you don't wear anything too loose so you don't catch the bar on your sweater like that. That's the main problem, so wear something tight. But basically, I'll explain it to you from the side. My foot goes onto the crank somewhat. So I take off the ramp. Personally, I'll press the brake in there, turn my foot a bit, and I use my foot to hook under the crank and push up like that. So if you can tabletop, you basically want to take your feet and wrap them around the cranks. Take your hand that you're tabling. So I table to the left. So the bike goes, front wheel goes up towards the left. And as you're doing that, so say it's in front of me like this, your bike's coming in, do the feet after. You're pushing with that upper left arm through the armpit until the tire basically touches the shoulder. For me, I press my brakes so that my crank locks like that. So when I'm doing it, my foot kind of bends over the crank. I hold my brake, use my left arm, push through the armpit. See how my foot's on a basically full 90? I wrap my toe up. I wrap it up and just bring it all in like that. Just like that. And you got to get out of it after. Out of the big twist in there. So it's a little bit harder, I find, without the brake, because when you go to wrap that foot around, you know, and your bike's off the ground, your crank drops, and then your feet are flying around. So you just, if you're doing it without brakes, you want to try to just very lightly do it. Don't push down too hard on your crank or they'll start spinning. But I'm gonna take my sweater off to do a proper one. I think that's too hard. I think people understand that.
No, I get it.
It's hard, but it works. Well, if I'm in the video, I might as well you guys go buy that loaf merch. If you want to support the BMX needs, all the ramps and all this different stuff, go cop it. loafbmx.com. Wow. Should I do one?
Yep.
It's a hard trick to learn, definitely. So it doesn't come easy. It comes over time, though. Here, I'll just do one fly out first, and then I'll do one on the quarter pipe after. Yeah, I'll do another one. You want to look for the mark on the t-shirt? Sometimes there's a little mark, and that means you've done good. Well, I'll do some on the quarter pipe as well. They're a bit hard fly out just because it's kind of hard to wrap it. I find it's a bit easier on the quarter pipe. I'm just gonna do like a giveaway on like Loafed.
Yeah.
Go buy a shirt, you get entry for the bike. Any kid wants to win this, all they gotta do is that. Yeah. So I'm just gonna go over all the steps you gotta do one more time. So take off the ramp. If you have brakes, you press it. If you table this way, if you got the brake on the opposite side, you might as well switch it. If not, just go brakeless and try it. But personally, so I go off the lip, press the brake midair. as soon as I'm in there, foot turns about 45 on the crank. As that happens, your wrist is slowly coming up and pushing that front bar in under the armpit. While that foot is almost 90 degrees, you're now using kind of your toe to push back on the bike like that in your leg while you're pushing through with this arm. And that's when you hit the shoulder. And bringing it back, pull it back out from under the armpit and let your foot slowly twist back. And you're back there. Like I said, with the brake, your crank stays stiff. Without the brake, it's a little harder to keep your feet on. But that's how I invert. Try it out. Test it out if it works. Send me the clips on Instagram or put it in the comments how you guys did on YouTube. And yeah, that's how you invert with Mike Varga. Thank you guys. Peace out. Does that look good?
Yeah.